friends, it's Mimi here today, and I'm wearing a hat today because I'm gonna be showing you my go-to hairstyles that I love to wear when I'm wearing a hat. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I wear hats a lot. I have many different hats, and I love to wear them, of course, as an accessory, but also they make a great cover-up on a rainy day to save your hair from crazy humidity. So today I will be showing you those amazing, quick hairstyles that you can create when wearing a hat. Let's get started. A lot of times when I wear a hat and I'm just running late, I just put a hat on and I go out just with my hair down like that. I'm wearing my Luxy Hair extensions right now. I'm wearing the ombre chestnut set. However, sometimes when I feel a bit more creative and I have time, I do these three hairstyles. And I'm gonna start with one which is really cute and bohemian. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop touching my hair and I'm gonna quickly brush through my hair to make sure there are no tangles. And the same on the other side. And I'm gonna grab a random section of hair in medium size, just something like that. And I'm gonna start braiding it. And I'm just gonna be doing a regular 3-strand braid. Now the interesting part here that you wanna pay attention to is that as I braid the hair, and I call this the organic braid, I've done this years ago on a regular 3-strand braid. So as I'm braiding the hair, notice that the bottom of the hair starts tangling together. And I can just push it down a little bit. So as I'm braiding it, the bottom also braids itself, which will allow me to secure this braid without actually putting an elastic on it. All right, so when I run out of space, I just have one last section here. What I will do is pull the braid through that opening, and then I have a nice braid that has no elastic at the bottom. This makes it look more effortless, more natural. Now, I'm not finished. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go back to this braid and I'm gonna start pulling random sections of the braid out to make it a bit more messy, more bohemian. So just go back in the braid and start pulling out on sections. So this is what it's gonna look like when I finish. Beautiful and panned out. Now I'm gonna go ahead on my left side and do the exact same thing.
Once upon a time, I was all alone.
And once I have the second braid, I'm just gonna go into it and also fan it out to make it just as big as this one. Alright, so when you finish fanning it out, this is what you're gonna have. And this is a great hairstyle to wear to music festival, some kind of a summer party, or just wear it to school. The second hairstyle I'm going to show you today, I call the Tuckaway braid, and it's a braid that I do when I want to hide my hair from humidity and water. It's really easy to create and it's super quick. So I'm going to start off with just bringing my hair to one side and quickly giving it a brush, and then just creating a regular 3-strand braid first. I'm going to make this braid quite tight as well, so make sure that at the base you're braiding it quite tightly. And you also want to braid it all the way down to the very bottom. Now when I get to the bottom, what I'm gonna do is grab this braid and just position it like this. I'm gonna hold my braid now and just slowly pull on some of the sections of the braid before I pin it in place. So I'm just fanning it out a little bit. If you have any layers in your hair, you want to be really careful here because you don't want them sticking out too much. Now at this point, I'm just gonna hold the ends of the hair with my left hand. With my right hand, I'm gonna grab a bobby pin and just start pinning this in place first. So I'm always starting with the end of the braid. And then while still holding on this braid, because if I let go right now, it's quite heavy, it's just gonna go back in its place. I am gonna go in the middle and start pinning this braid in the middle. All right, so just continue grabbing more and more bobby pins and inserting it at different sections of the braid to ensure that the braid is safely pinned onto your head. And we're gonna do the same thing here at the base. And if you have any layers sticking out, remember that you can always position the hat towards or like over the layers. For example, I have this little layer here at the top and I'm just gonna cover it under the hat, so you won't really see it. So you just have to be a bit more creative with the way you hide it. And then once you feel like it's safely pinned in place, the hairstyle is finished. And the last hairstyle I'm gonna show you is definitely one of my favorites, of course, because I love fishtail braids, and here I'm gonna be creating not just one fishtail braid, but two, one on each side. So I'm gonna start with my left section. I'm gonna quickly give it a brush. I'm gonna split the hair into 2 equal sections and start braiding it downwards. So the fishtail braid works as you work with 2 sections and you take one section, bring it to the left, and then with your index finger you take a section, bring it to the right. I do have a video on how to create a fishtail braid and I'm gonna link it down below and here. So watch that video if you don't know how to create a fishtail braid. It's super easy, it just takes a lot of practice, but it's definitely worth it because it looks beautiful. All right, so it's gonna be a really nice chunky fishtail braid. So I'm making sure that I'm using quite big sections as I braid down. And that is all I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna split this up. And when I get to the bottom of the braid, I just grab my hair elastic and secure it with that. And now I'm gonna go back into the braid and fan it out. Just gonna grab different sections of the braid and lightly pull on them. And as you do that, make sure to hold the bottom of the braid tightly because you don't want any of the hair escaping from it. All right, so one down. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on my right side. And now I'm gonna do the same thing with this braid. I'm just gonna grab the sections and start tugging on them and expanding the braid to be as big as the left one.
Once upon a time, I was all alone.
So what's better than one fishtail braid? 2 fishtail braids! And that's the finished hairstyle. And that is it for today, my beauties. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know which one out of these 3 hairstyles is your favorite. I'd love to hear from you. So leave me a comment down below. Make sure to like this video. It will totally make my day. And when you recreate one of these hairstyles, make sure to tag it on Instagram so we can repost your pictures. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. And I'll see you soon.